It sounds spooky, and this is that gift which is most confusing among the gifts. And it's also the one which is most misunderstood, because people do not understand what the gift of the discerning of spirits are. So you need to understand that we have natural discernment, but we also have spiritual discernment. Now, when you speak of discernment, we can speak about intuition. You know, sometimes your intuition speaks to you. Sometimes your intuition says something to you, and your intuition is right. That intuition is your discernment. It is your natural discernment. But not only do we have natural discernment, we also have spiritual discernment. Natural discernment, it operates in the natural realm. It also operates in the soul realm. Remember last week, we spoke about the 3 realms of discernment. We spoke about having 5 senses, and these 5 senses are found in each of the 3 realms of human existence. There's the physical realm, the soul realm, and the spirit realm. Now, natural discernment, it is found in the natural physical realm and also in the soulish interpersonal realm. That's where natural discernment is found. You understand? It is your intuition when you have a funny feeling about something or someone. That is your instinct, your intuition. You feel like this might be dangerous, you know. That is what discernment is. But it is not limited to the natural as well. We also have supernatural discernment. And supernatural discernment, it is one of the 9 gifts of the Spirit. When we speak about the gift of the Spirit, in 1 Corinthians chapter 12, we categorize them in this manner. There are 9 gifts in total, but we put them in 3 different classes because of their function and modus operandi. So we have the verbal gifts. Now, the verbal gift is the gift of prophecy. It is the gift of tongues. It is the gift of the interpretation of tongues. You know, so the gift of prophecy, it is communicating God's mind, communicating God's will. The gift of tongues, it is when a person has the supernatural ability to speak a known language here on earth that they did not know. For example, let's say I start speaking Cantonese and I don't know Cantonese. That would be the gift of tongues. So it is when a man can supernaturally speak a known language here on the earth. And then we also have the gift of the interpretation of tongues. Now, the gift of the interpretation of tongues is when a man is able to interpret our supernatural prayer language. So now that supernatural prayer language we have, the tongues of angels, when you are able and you get the ability to interpret that, we call it the gift of the interpretation of tongues. Now, this is the first set of gifts. These are the verbal gifts. Now, we also have the revelation gifts, the gifts of inspiration. And among the revelation gifts, we have the word of wisdom. Now, the word of wisdom, it is God's wisdom applied. The word of wisdom, it is a form of prophecy whereby we have the ability to look into the future and the ability to draw out solutions right now. So when you draw out from the mind of God solutions for current problems, when you draw out from the mind of God the future, that is the word of wisdom. But not only that, we have the word of knowledge. The word of knowledge, it is supernatural knowledge. It is knowledge of facts that we could not naturally know. And the word of knowledge operates in the present and in the past. So that is the distinction between the word of wisdom and the word of knowledge. The word of wisdom, it has more to do with the future, what is going to happen. And when it's working in the present, it is giving us solutions to present problems. But the word of knowledge, it is giving us supernatural facts. It is giving us diagnosis. So the word of knowledge is more diagnostic in nature, and the word of wisdom, it is more of a prognosis in nature. So those are the gifts of revelation. And among the gifts of revelation, we have the gift of the discerning of spirits, which is our current topic. And then there's another 3 sets of gifts, and these are the power gifts. We have the gift of healing, we have the gift of faith, and we've got the gift of the working of miracles. These are the power gifts. But our particular emphasis today, it is on the gift of the discerning of spirits. And now we need to understand that the gift of the discerning of spirits, it is not the gift of suspicion. It is not the gift of manipulation. It is not the gift of condemnation. So people think that the gift of discernment is the gift of suspicion. When you become superly suspicious of everyone, you understand? It's not a gift of suspicion. We don't suspect people, we discern. You understand? So now we draw this from the natural. We don't interpret natural things, but we interpret spiritual things and then we discern. So now, when we talk about discernment, we need to go into the classical languages, which is the Greek. So now there are two words particularly which are used in the New Testament for discernment. The first word is Anakrino, and the second word is Domokadzo. When you look at this word Anakrino, it's got two meanings. Number one, it is to differentiate. Number two, it is to distinguish. So now, when you can differentiate between a lily and a rose, you are actually discerning because you are differentiating between two kinds of flowers. So discernment is the gift of differentiation, whereby you are able to differentiate between two colors, red and white. You are differentiating. But not only that, you are also able to distinguish. So it is a gift of distinguishing. It is a gift of standing out. You understand? That is what discerning is. It is to distinguish and also to differentiate. But there's also another word used for discerning. And this word is Domokadzo. Now this word Domokadzo, it means to determine. It is a determination. And how does this operate? It has to do with a person investigating certain facts, and after investigating the facts and gathering the information, you make a determination. That is a discerning of spirits. Just like a judge in the court of law, after hearing the evidence, will now determine a person innocent or guilty. That is what discerning is. So it is a manner of determination. When you determine something, when you distinguish something, when you differentiate between things. So now that is the gift of discerning, and we need the gift of the discerning of spirits to operate in the church today more than we ever have before, because John tells us, beloved, believe not every spirit, for many other spirits are gone out into the world. I mean, we're all in South Africa and we know about all the things which are happening in our nation right now. We need discernment to operate now more than ever before. With all the shenanigans and the gimmicks which are happening in the church of God, with all these things happening, we need to discern if this is an authentic move of God or if this is not an authentic move of God. We need discernment to start operating now than we have ever needed to operate before. You need to discern whether you should go into that business deal or not. You need to discern. You need to discern whether you should partner with this person or not. You need to be able to discern. So today we have a need for discernment now more than ever before.